Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the OSU Roundup. I'm your host, Casey Kendrick, and coming up, we're going to have a chance to sit down and talk to Kenny Gajewski. Fantastic weekend, taking 2 out of 3 from Texas, 3 out of 4 on the week, and we've got a lot of video and highlights and much more with Coach coming up. Plus, we're going to talk about a fantastic young man in Dylan Gardner of the Oklahoma State Cowboy baseball team. We'll do that in just a little bit. But we're going to begin today's show with a special effort by a young man that's headed to the Masters for the Cowboy golf team, Victor Hovland, qualifying for the Masters, and our own Allison Geppa got a chance to catch up with him out at Karsten Creek.
You are the first Masters participant from Norway. You are going to be playing at Augusta National. What are you so excited about right now?
I think playing the course is going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
But, you know, I'll do that the first round, and then I think just kind of being at that place, the atmosphere is going to be pretty big. You know, playing against the best players in the world is, you know, that's really cool. But I hope to play well as well, not just to participate. And I think if I play well, that's going to be a lot more fun.
Coach Bratton's going to be your caddy at the Masters. How did that decision come about? Were you excited about having him there with you?
Well, he caddied for me at the US Amateur, and you know, he went okay.
Yeah.
So I decided to, you know, let him come to Augusta as well and maybe help me out. No,
Right.
So he's been there. He's caddied there a couple times before, and you know, he knows the place a little bit, and you know, we get along great with each other.
Right.
So, you know, I feel comfortable around him, and so yeah, it was a no-brainer for me.
Okay, let's talk about the Arnold Palmer Invitational finish at one under
par for the tournament.
Equal with former Cowboy Ricky Fowler. What do you think about that?
Well, it's only 1 week,
Yeah.
but you know, I didn't really feel like I had my best stuff that week, and I know he for sure didn't either.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't just Ricky, but there's a few other really good names that I managed to beat that week, and
Right.
so, I mean, that's really cool. But
It's
yeah,
a big deal because you're making your first PGA Tour cut.
yeah,
big deal.
that was for sure. Because I'd played twice before, but I didn't make the cut, and you know, that was my first weekend, and that was a really good learning experience. You know, there's more people around, and course changes a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, that was a really good week, especially leading up to the Masters. That I've made a cut. I've done that, and that makes me a little bit more comfortable.
A little bit more confident going into it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We talked about this a little bit before too, but when you were younger, you wanted to be a professional soccer player. And you know, you're at the top of your game, you're about to play at the Masters. I mean, is this what you saw your sports career? Did you see this in your future?
You know, I had that soccer gene. I probably could have been better than Messi or Ronaldo. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to just get up and walk away.
No, I for sure made the right choice there. You know, every single kid in Norway wants to be a soccer player.
Really?
And that just, you know, that's kind of how I went about it too. I just figured, oh, all my classmates wants to play soccer, so
Yeah.
I'll do that as well.
Right.
But I wasn't very good, and I did also Taekwondo, so martial arts. But when I got older, I figured that, you know, probably got a better shot at this golf thing.
Yeah.
And I liked it the most too. So
Pretty natural at it too.
not really. I wasn't really the best junior golfer growing up in Norway or internationally. I didn't really you know, stand out. You know, I would play consistently okay, but I never won anything until I really got to college. So.
All right, so what's the ultimate outcome for next month? Augusta National, Masters, and Victor Hovland from Norway.
I mean, the ultimate would be to win,
Yes.
but you know, I'll need to play some really good golf to do that. I think I'm capable of it, even though I haven't done it. But certainly a lot of things that need to go the right way for me to be able to do that. But, you know, I hope I play well that week, and I'll make sure to learn as much as I can that week, and yeah, hopefully I'm a better player and yeah, learn a lot after that week.
Thanks, Allison. Great stuff. Best of luck to Victor. Again, getting ready for the Masters. That is an awesome opportunity for him. We need to step aside. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Cowgirls. They made the most of their opportunities this weekend in the Big 12 home opener against Texas. We've got that and more coming up right after this.
The OSU Roundup is brought to you by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. By visitstillwaterok.org, Shop, Dine, and Stay partners. Be sure to shop, dine, and stay in America's friendliest college town. By Mercy Health, your life is our life's work. And by OG&E, power at the speed of life.
Welcome back to OSU Roundup, and joined now by the head coach for the Oklahoma State Cowgirl softball team, Coach Kenny Gajewski. And Coach, how are you?
Doing good.
You know, your team right now, another 3-for-4 week, another series win in the Big 12. And, you know, you and I talk a lot about where this program is headed and what you're trying to create. Give me an idea. Through the games that you guys have played so far, obviously terrific record, you know, way up there in the Big 12. How do you feel about this team right now?
Well, I mean, I feel good about this team. I think we're just now starting to kind of put some complete games together. There's obviously 2 or 3 games I'd really like to have back. Obviously, that's not going to happen. It can't happen. We've already played those games. They're in the books. And there's a couple games that still keep me up at night. But you know, our seasons are long. You know, they're a grind. That's why we play 56 games. We get a chance to work through things. And I'm happy with where we're going. I'm not sure we're happy with where we're at, but I'm happy with the direction of where this team is going.
When you look at the mix of this team, you've got some upperclassmen that are definitely some leaders and are doing it by example. But what's fun is the youngsters are learning quickly and are getting to provide opportunity as well. You've got a really good mix of kids at all levels, and because of that, it seems to be a really complete team.
Yeah, we've got a unique circumstance with having some seniors, really just a couple juniors, and then a bunch of young kids. And the young kids are playing a lot and getting a lot of innings and getting a lot of at-bats, and that's encouraging. So I'm happy with that. I think that like Factor and Naomi and Penningtons and Richburgs, I mean, they're getting a bulk of our at-bats in big-time moments. I feel like we're in a good spot. We're winning games. We still haven't just had it where everybody's hitting and everything's going just right, but we're starting to get closer to that, and so I'm happy with the experience.
When you look at, you know, the addition of Shao, obviously, Coach, she has been huge for you in the circle. She has been good offensively, but she's also that energy and that emotional spark that kind of gives your team a little bit of swagger. She's kind of brought the swagger level up almost by herself.
Well, the swag meter has arrived here. I mean, I don't know that we had that before her. It's really allowed Bayless to be okay to play how she wants to kind of play. And we've got a couple others that are still unsure about it, but are starting to kind of go, okay, this is who we want to be, and this is who we're going to be. And I'm okay with this team still trying to figure out who we are. It's okay. It's a process. It's taken a lot of these top programs a lot of years to get to that point of who they are and what normal is. So I think we're on our way. We've got some great kids to lead that charge. We've got some great kids to carry that torch. And it's exciting to watch your I don't know if it's culture or your swag. It's just our way, our Cowgirl way. It's important to see how that evolves over time.
No doubt it is. We need to take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the action from this weekend and for the past week. Again, a 3-for-4 week for the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. That and more as we continue with the OSU Roundup. Welcome back once again with Coach Kenny Gajewski joining us here on the show. And, Coach, let's talk about the week that was. You know, last year you had some regional matchups with Wichita State, which were really tough. This year you go to Wichita, you already had one win, able to go get a win up there 9-6, and that was a good tone setter for the rest of the week.
Yeah, it was. These are games that we last year we struggled in, and you know, obviously very good team, very good players up there, coached very well. But I feel like we just had a little bit better mentality. They're a little banged up too, so you know that's part of that. But hey, like we've talked through, we're really good, and you got to go win these games if you want to host. You got to go win these games. You want to stay high in the RPI and the rankings, all that type of stuff. So I'm proud of this group for doing what they did. And we went up there and we didn't play well early. Came back out, came from behind, which we've done 5 or 6 times this year. And it's cool to see when you go on a road midweek matchup and go win these type of games.
From a 9-6 win at Wichita State to opening up a 3-game series with Texas, Coach, you knew Ellis, Shao, it was going to be a battle. What a fantastic. Now, there were a couple of base running errors by both teams.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this was a really fun game. For a 1-0 game, it was a lot of fun.
It was. I mean, there was a lot of opportunity. Or I say a lot. There were points in the game for both teams that we both had a chance to take the game. We both screwed up on the bases. You know, our kid's a freshman, and she's trying to learn on the job, coming back from an injury, and we screwed it up. I mean, it was obvious, but. Again, a sign of a great team. We didn't let it get us down. We got a leadoff walk in the 7th by Montgomery, and we were able to make some things happen. And Richburg, who really didn't have great at-bats up until that last at-bat, didn't hit the ball particularly great, but was a good swing, and she needed that and got the ball in the right spot, and we were able to have Chelsea at third base super fast, and we score and win.
Yeah, she got to pinch run, and she was able to come and get that scoring run, and the Cowgirls win it 1-0 in Game 1, going for the series win on Saturday. Let's take a break. A little bit later, we'll be talking to Coach about that, but we're going to step aside and come back and talk a little baseball. We've got a young man we want to feature, and his name is Dylan Gardner, fantastic young man with Cowboy baseball. We'll do that coming up next. Welcome back to the show, and we're going to talk more with Kenny Gajewski coming up in just a little bit, but we're going to turn our attention to Cowboy baseball. When you look at Oklahoma State Cowboy baseball history, there is a great lineage between the program and Stillwater High School, from Matt Holliday, Josh Fields, John Littell. Well, there's another, and he's on the team. It's Dylan Gardner, great young man, and Allison Gappa's got more.
My dad started coaching in 98, 97 here at Stillwater, and I was born in 98. I was born in the middle of a doubleheader, actually.
No way.
Yeah. So my dad, after the first game, ran over to the hospital, and I was born. Yeah. So it's all I've known was baseball and baseball here in Stillwater.
So many connections, lineage-wise, even going all the way back to your dad coaching Josh and Matt Holliday in high school baseball at Stillwater.
Just hearing my dad tell stories about Matt playing and what Josh was like on the football field was always cool to hear, and then now getting to play for Josh is pretty neat. Yeah. So.
Was your dad the football coach?
He was like a grad assist at the time when Josh was there.
And Josh was quarterback?
Mm-hmm. My dad just told me he was like a general though. Like,
really?
Yeah, he knew what to do and when to do it, and he knew how to get the team going. So that sounds a lot like him now.
Right?
Yeah.
What about Matt Holliday? Is there one certain story that sticks out?
So at Stillwater, there used to be Hamilton Field right behind left field wall, which was the football stadium, and I remember, I wasn't around for it, but I remember my dad telling me he hit a ball in a game that went over the stands, and there was a soccer game going on at that time, and the ball rolled up to the coaches' meeting in the middle of the field right before they started the soccer game.
No way.
If you were there, like, picturing how far that ball was hit is unbelievable. Yeah, it's just unreal.
And the fact that it just kind of rolls right in the middle of it, everyone kind of just stops, and yeah. That's definitely kind of a moment when you realize you got something special.
Right, yeah.
But even in recent years, I mean, John Littell and Carson Till and Corey Hassel, all guys from Stillwater High School. What do you think about these recent guys and you kind of being that next?
It's super cool. It's a privilege and an honor, like, no doubt. I grew up hearing about Corey and kind of knowing John and Carson a little bit, and then when I was in high school, obviously I kept up with John and Carson and all them while they were playing here and heard my high school coach talk about them all the time. So getting to be like one of those guys and following their footsteps is neat.
I still can't get over the fact that you were born in the middle of a doubleheader.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom can't either.
I can't even imagine. Yeah. And it's like, it's just, I mean, fate and faith you mentioned is a big part. They would, maybe God would have it no other way than for you to be born in the middle of a doubleheader.
Exactly. I'm planning to go to Anchorage, Alaska and play for a team called the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. It's kind of a mouthful, but.
It sounds like you said it right, though.
Yeah, I think I got it right. Yeah. But they're a faith-based team. They're part of an organization called Athletes in Action, which they have teams all over the country in several different sports, I think. But they basically just get guys together that are followers of Jesus and disciple every day. They have a discipleship program they go through, as far as I've understood it. And then they share the gospel with the other team every time they play them, which is pretty neat. I'm excited to kind of experience baseball in a different way than I have before.
You haven't done this before, right?
Right.
Yeah. No, this will be totally different. I mean, I can't imagine the potential growth and, you know, how it even affects your game.
It'll be cool to be surrounded by guys that are, you know, chasing after the same thing, walking the same walk as you, and having the same perspective that you try to take every day, you know. There's
such a reputation and legend of Oklahoma State baseball that I feel like you still considered it like a huge dream to be able to come and play here.
Yeah, no doubt. I've grown up just like learning and hearing about the history of, you know, the great teams from the 80s, and when I was in high school they made the College World Series again, and so definitely like feel like I have something I owe to the town and to the team, and it's a huge honor just to get to be able to put the jersey on every day.
What are your goals personally, being in this next line of Stillwater lineage, to go to and play from high school to college here at Oklahoma State?
Yeah, I think I want to be remembered as a guy that led well, a guy that wasn't shy about his faith, someone that, you know, was willing to be out there and be vocal about it, and someone that just does whatever the team needs to do, whether that's being an everyday guy or a guy that comes off the bench and gets a bunt down. You know, serving however I can. That's what I want to be remembered for my time here.
Again, thanks, Allison. Good stuff, and best of luck to Dylan trying to get healthy and get back on the baseball field. We need to take a break. We're going to talk about the last two games of the weekend for the Cowgirls against Texas. That's coming up with Kenny Gajewski as we continue with the OSU Roundup. Welcome back to the show, and rejoined by Coach Kenny Gajewski. And Coach, I want to move now forward to Saturday's game against Texas. Now, you've got the win on Friday night, now looking for the series win on Saturday. And you're talking about some no-doubters. Holy smokes, you guys 8-0 in 5 innings. That's the kind of team you know you have, and obviously that's the kind of team, that's the effort you like to see.
You know, I mean, I don't know that we're 8 runs better than a Texas team in the top 10, but I know that when this team is, we're very streaky, we're very contagious, and when we get going, we're hard to stop. So, you know, that just happens in our game times, but like I've told you, we're really good, and when our kids can put their good at-bats together and string them together one after the other, we can be as potent as anybody in the country. And so we showed that on national TV with our greatest alumni calling our game on ESPN2. It was pretty cool. I was really happy for our program. I was really happy for our alumni, our fans who were there. It was great to see, great for them to enjoy. We've worked hard to get to the point where we're at now. We still got we got a long way to go. We're nowhere close to where we want to be, but it's starting to see some fruits of the labor of that team one that we had here, and we're starting to get that, and it's fun to watch.
Coach, now Kansas coming in here this weekend for another series. Big series coming up for you guys.
Yeah, these are all big. You know, it's the Big 12, and there's Kansas is going through a coaching change, and had a good weekend this last weekend against Baylor, beat them 2 out of 3. So I'm just happy to be at home. I think our kids are happy, and it's going to be a good test for us, and I'm looking forward to see how we bounce back.
3-game series starting on Friday night in Cowgirl Stadium. Hey, that's going to do it for us. Coach, best of luck. Appreciate the time, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Hey, we want to say thanks to Victor Hovland, to Dylan Gardner, and of course, Kenny Gajewski, and we certainly appreciate you guys tuning in as well. It's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time right here on the OSU Roundup.
The OSU Roundup is brought to you by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. By VisitStillwaterOK.org, Shop, Dine, and Stay partners. Be sure to shop, dine, and stay in America's friendliest college town. By Mercy Health, your life is our life's work. And by OG&E, power at the speed of life.